AI can write, draw, and even think for us. But what happens to our brains when we actually let it? Today, I want to share 3 ways that AI might be slowing down our creativity and why books like The Artist's Way are way more relevant today than ever before. AI is amazing, right? It helps us in school, it helps us at work be way more productive, but if we're not careful, it might actually entirely rewire our brains. AI is super powerful, don't get me wrong, but we all know by this point that it comes at a cost. It can weaken our creative muscles, struggle, frustration, the messy first draft. That is really where all the originality comes from. These are all things that are essential to the creative process. They force us to connect the dots, form new ideas, and refine our voice. AI bypasses that pain. We train our brains to look for, the path of least resistance, makes us less capable of producing original ideas. That is not the best pathway to the future, guys. And it can flatten all our voices to all sound the same. Remember, all of these data sets, they're trained by existing content, which means when you put in something, you're getting a mixture of a whole bunch of ideas in one. And that's great. That is, in a way, creative. But over time, we're running the risk of all of our work looking the same. And we're also training our brains to think that what everybody else is doing is the normal. Instead of stretching our unique perspectives, understanding them, and honing in on them, we're conditioning ourselves to settle for the most average ideas. Everything's going to become way more predictable, and this erodes our individuality, and it also erodes the very essence of creativity. It can train our brain to crave shortcuts. The messy in-between of a creative process, this is where creativity lives. It's not really about the end result, although AI makes us feel that way. AI spits out this polished, clean version of things and skips over the messy, skips over that first draft, skips over that struggle, which is where really the originality of the thing lives. So, in order to counter a lot of these problems per se, or these deep, dangerous ways that AI could be changing our brains, it's so important that we implement some kind of intentional creative practice in our day-to-day. And one of the ways, and I'm sure there are way many others, but books like The Artist's Way are such an awesome tool to get started, to build creativity into our daily lives. Okay, so the way the book is structured, it's not a story, okay? It's a program. So Julia Cameron came up with this as part of a writing class. And initially, it was a way to help writers come out of creative block. However, creativity is always so many times over history linked to spirituality, right? And so even if you're not a writer, even if you're just someone who's just living their day to day, you will connect with this book and it will help you in so many different ways because of that spiritual element. So essentially, the book is divided into 12 weeks and you're intended to go through it week by week. Every week consists of a short sort of lesson, and it's more like life lessons, beautifully written obviously by Julia Cameron. And then at the end there are journaling exercise to complete, and sometimes tasks. There are 2 things that you must do every single week that are non-negotiable throughout the entire program. And this is my absolute favorite thing about this book, because when you repeat tasks every week, it becomes a habit. These habits are what are going to make developing a creative brain a part of your life. So these are the 2 things, right? The first is morning pages. Morning pages changed my life. The idea is, after you wake up every morning, you must fill up 3 pages of writing every day, okay? And this is a brain dump. So you're not writing about anything in particular. You're just letting your mind flow and you're letting it out on the page. Even if you're repeating, I don't know what to write over and over again until you fill up 3 pages, you're gonna do it. It's gonna feel weird at first, especially to write if you've never done something like this before. But please trust the process. What you're gonna find is gonna happen is that you're going to start with things like, oh, I have to do this, this, and this today. I'm kind of stressed about this. I'm, wondering about this. But then what's going to happen eventually is that you're going to start coming up with creative solutions to some of the things that are bothering you that you listed before. And by the time you get to the third page, you've gone a level deeper into your thinking and you've started solutionizing, or better yet, your brain will start coming up with alternative perspectives. It's such a beautiful journey, these morning pages. But every day, without fail, okay, you got to do this 3 pages. Put your phone away. Turn it off. Put it away. Paper, pen, just write. I don't want to hear, oh, I like using my laptop. No, stop. You can use your laptop. You have the entire day to use your laptop, okay? Like, just stop. Like, just use something manual. Go to the dollar store, get yourself a notebook and a pen, and just don't make this about tech. The whole point is to do this without tech, okay? Please, just trust. The second non-negotiable are your solo dates, or the way that she phrases it, are artist dates. So this is every week you plan a date with yourself. Just with yourself. No one is allowed to tag along. And you gotta go do something that your inner child would kind of feel like doing. So it could be something like the example she gives, which is like, go to the dollar store and just like, you don't have an intention to buy anything, but just like walk around. The discoverability, right? It's so playful. It's so fun. But plan that in your week. When your week starts, it needs to be something where you've made time for it. At least an hour to 3 hours. It's just you, even renting a car or getting a car, driving out to some place you've never been before for a couple hours. Maybe it's local. It could be just going out and eating at a restaurant you really meant to try. The key is to spend time with your inner artist. So these are the 2 things that you must repeat throughout all 12 weeks. The rest of the book is, there's always a lesson for each week. For example, week 4 is recovering a sense of integrity, and so on and so forth. It's beautifully written. All the pages are scattered with quotes, really brilliant, mindful quotes that really make you think. And then at the end of each chapter, there are journaling questions and tasks for you to do. You don't have to do all of them, right? Like, you do have to make time for them. Do the ones that feel the best. Do all of them if you have time, but I think really the point is the practice. I haven't gotten through all of the chapters yet, but it's already changing my life. I really think this book will help you reconnect with yourself, or a part of you that you might have felt like you've lost in your childhood, but is very much so natural and important to you as a human being, just to feel your soul again, okay? I believe that this book has the tools to bring us all back, to ground us into who we really truly are. I might make another video sharing my journey of this personally. I might not, I don't know. But anyway, this video was just a reminder to please be careful when using AI. Limit yourself. Use it, right? It's important to use the tools that we have. Please don't lose touch with your individuality, and please don't lose touch with your spirit, especially the creative kind. Okay, that's all I have for you today. If you need me, you know where to find me. I'm your girl. Let me know if I can do more. I'll see you later. Bye.